it's okay. Oh, hello. Welcome to Firehouse Stories, where we tell behind-the-scenes stories of the fire station and people that worked at the fire stations. My name is Bob, and this is Doug, and we're career firefighters, as we're fathers, so there's lots of stories for us to tell. And we're going to focus on this episode on one of our compatriots, one of the guys that we talked about earlier, his laugh. His laugh was contagious.
Oh, you start laughing, everybody started laughing.
Yeah, you don't know what he's laughing about, but you're starting pretty soon, and everybody's in a Billy laugh because of the way he would laugh. But anyways, Doug, you want to?
Well, yeah, he didn't live in the city. He lived outside the city, and his wife, who was a beautiful lady, she was having a family reunion at their house. So she had ordered all these from McCullough's, which is a place that you rent tables and chairs and stuff. She had rented all these tables for the party, and in chairs. Well, the chairs came there as folding chairs, and Pops.
His nickname was Pops.
Yeah, Pops was his nickname. Anyways, he was. So he had all the chairs set up. Now it was time to set the tables up. So she's like, "Come on, you got to hurry up!" And she's rushing him. I'm going like that. I'm going as fast as I can. So he goes and he opens the table leg up, and the one part of the leg snapped his finger and opened it up at the end. Oh, Jesus! He grabbed it like that, and he's holding it like that, and it sliced his finger, the tip of his finger. So he's getting blood all over the place. So he said to his wife Sylvia, she said, "Listen," he said, "I got to go to the hospital. I'm going into Exeter, a small town outside of London. Going into Exeter, won't be anybody there. I'm going in to get some stitches on my finger. I'm getting blood all over." She said, "Well, my family's coming. You're going to miss the whole thing." And he said, "I'm just going to be a minute. I'm getting blood all over. And I got it taped up and it's not stopping." Anyways, he goes to the hospital in Exeter, and he goes in, and the doctor sees him and says, "Okay, we're going to have to put some stitches in that." And he said, "Well, just stitch me up." He said, "I got to get back." He said, "I got to set these tables up for my wife's family reunion. She's going to be upset with me. Her family's going to show up. They're not going to be ready." So he said, "Well, I'm just going to freeze it, and I had to take about 5 minutes for it to set up." He said, "Don't worry about freezing it. Just stitch it." The doctor said, "You sure?" He said, "Just stitch it." He said, I don't feel it anyways." He said, "Just stitch it." So he said the last thing he remembers is the doctor touched the end with his needle. And Pops passed out. He came to about an hour and a half later with his wife looking over and saying, "Where the hell you been?" He said, "Well, my finger." And he looked down and he's got this great big gauze on his finger. Anyways, her family was at the party. She was at the hospital with him. Anyways, yeah, he's a beautiful person.
Well, he was senior to both Doug and I ended up working. He was one of the senior guys at the hall when I got there, and it was very rare, but one Saturday, the mechanics were in, and I think we had a truck. There was only two of them in the city, so one wasn't working right, and they wanted to get it in, so he came in for a special trip. But the day before, the captain of this had agreed that he was going to cook lunch for us all, and it was a spaghetti with cream cheese and cottage cheese, ricotta, hamburger, tomato sauce, all like a casserole sort of thing he's going to do. But we got in that day, and of course the best laid plans, because 10 o'clock we were told to report to the shop, and we stayed in the shop, but we would eat at around 11:30, 12 o'clock at the latest, right? But 11:30, so this thing had to be in the oven for quite a while and had to be made, and this, the captain wasn't there. So while we're at the shop, the captain's on the phone to Pops over there, and Pops is putting this all together.
He's putting it together, getting the orders over the phone.
And this captain was quite particular, persnickety. He had to have it done in a certain way. So Pops was taking pains to do it 100% correct, right? And anyways, we managed to get out of the shop at about 11:30. So they said, "Oh, we're coming back," and that's good. And so we got back, and as we got back, they lifted the thing out of the oven for this captain to take a look at and his approval before dishing it out. And by the way, we also had one guy in the crew that was quite germophobic. You know, like he wouldn't eat at buffets because the food was out, and there's stuff like that, right? He just,
Beautiful guy.
so anyways, this captain, after he'd been helping the mechanic work on the fire truck.
Because he's a mechanic himself.
Yeah, yeah. It was. We came up the stairs, okay, just as they were taking this out, and
He's got grease all over his hands from working on the truck.
and Pops, he's just so damn happy about his whole his whole efforts. I mean, it looked beautiful. And the other guy come in and goes, he says, "That's good." He says, "No, we just mix it up." He says, "Before we give it, right?" the guy that was a germophobic.
Oh, see, that's it.
He's watching from the door. He's going back, and Bob starts to laugh. Right? George is looking like, "What's wrong here?"
That is
He's trying
way
not to
too
burn his
funny.
fingers.
That
Right?
is way too funny.
What's going?
His hands were cleaner going in,
Coming out
than going in.
Yeah, and then Pops is watching. He's starting to laugh, and you could see him starting to rock. He had stages of laughter. You could see him starting to rock, and that was the next stage. Was his knees gave out, right? And George pulls his hand out and goes, gets all the stuff off his fingers, and shakes it onto the. But he still got that ricotta cheese.
Oh yeah, sure.
The edge of the
You have
casserole.
to understand this captain had psoriasis and everything. I think all of his arms. It was disgusting.
He takes his finger and goes like that and takes all the ricotta off all his finger. Well, that was too much for Pops. He goes into the laughter. I'm telling you, like if we'd have had an alarm, then there'd have been no way we'd have been.
No,
able to
you wouldn't be able to
respond.
go. Oh God, that's funny. Oh.
Yeah, but before he came on, he knew some of the firefighters, obviously. And tell that one story. But
Well, he had his own barber shop. He was a barber. This guy we call Pops.
yeah,
He was a barber.
Snips was another.
Yeah, that's another nickname for him. Nicknames. Oh, everybody had nicknames.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was a barber, and he had his own barber shop just down from the fire hall. And one of the captains that was on the truck, who ended up being a platoon chief of mine at the end. Anyways, he was a captain on the truck. He used to cut his hair, Pops or
Yeah, and this guy's nickname was Dinger. So
Dinger Bell. Yeah.
with the last name, but yeah.
Oh, that awful. Oh, God. Anyhow, Pops is in the barber shop. He's got clients in there. He's cutting hair and that. And all of a sudden, the fire truck shows up in front. The captain,
He had the lights on.
oh yeah, lights flashing and everything. Captain gets off the truck, runs to the back, grabs an axe, and goes in. And Pops had this tree in the corner, like a palm tree type of thing. He went in and he just chopped it down with the firefighter's axe. Till it fell over, and he ran out, put it on the truck, and they shut the lights off and drove away.
On their way.
Oh God! Way too funny.
So as I say, it's oftentimes it's not just around the fire halls that these things happen. There's lots of funny things happen all the time.
Absolutely.
I had a guy one time. I won't mention any names, but he came in, and I was just an acting captain then. There was a senior captain at this hall as well. And I was on the pump, and he was on an aerial ladder. All senior captains got the aerial ladders, and this guy came in and said, "Listen," he said, he was a firefighter. I worked out of that hall. He said, "Listen," he said, I'm going to ask my girlfriend to marry me today, and I really want to do it in a spectacular way." And I said, "Well, what's your spectacular way?" And he says, "Well, can I get on the truck, And then you come down our street. I got the neighbors all expecting, right? You throw the siren on, they come out and get her. I'm going to jump off the truck in bunker gear with a hat, helmet down, and everything up, so she doesn't see me, then run out and go on one knee and ask her to marry me." And I thought, holy geez, why wouldn't I want to be part of this? I mean, this is...
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, that's what we did. So, other things that we that we got into that maybe we shouldn't have, but...
Did that really go through?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he's still married.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching us today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed telling it.
Watching.
Enjoyed watching our stories today as much as we enjoyed telling them. If you liked us, please press the like button. If you'd like to follow us, press the follow button because we post every Friday. And if you press the follow button, we'll just automatically come into your
Just
mailbox.
don't follow too close.
Yeah, don't be safe. Be safe out there. Goodbye.
Bye.